Alright guys, hey, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're just like ironing out a few things on the old C10 here. I've been driving it a little bit and it smells like the clutch is burning up in it. Yeah, but it's got an automatic transmission. Transmission shifts fine, acts fine, and then I realized when I drove it home the other night that, hey, there's smoke coming out from the front wheels. What's up with that? So, I'll show you. Back here, 1972 is kind of its own thing. So on a later model vehicle, the center of the brake booster lines up with the brake pedal inside of the vehicle. On a 1972 unit, it has this cantilever setup where we have a pivot point here, the brake actuator rod bolts in here, and our brake booster connects here. So you got three different points for a little bit of play in each one. And yeah, I got all this stuff, and that all the mechanism inside of here was missing. So I basically fabricated all this stuff. I had it laying there, and it was all bolted up, and it seemed like it would work fine. The thing that I had not done is I hadn't tightened the bolts that actually hold the whole assembly to the firewall. Yeah, kind of an important thing, right? So in amongst all the other things that I was tidying up and doing, I saw those loose bolts, so I just tightened them up, not thinking that that pulled everything closer to the brake pedal inside. So at any rate, that kind of made us have to back up a little bit. I've got to, basically it's a simple fix. We just got to readjust the free play in the brake pedal. The only issue is the free play in the brake pedal is like maybe a 1/4 inch of thread left there. So I don't know if I'm going to have to take the whole thing out and then rework that rod, because it has loops on both ends of it, where normally it just has a straight rod that goes in and hits the backside of a piston. So yeah, we're going to get it done though. Having the brakes on, driving down the road, I wondered why she was getting such bad gas mileage. And you know, I haven't driven it but maybe 15 miles at the most, and I didn't even have that plate in there for part of those 15 miles. So it's kind of, yeah, you just gotta go back to the basics. Gotta have free play in the brake pedal. I don't know, just don't think about stuff and just start bolting it into a car. And yeah, this is what you end up doing now. My shop smells like burning brake pads, and I'm gonna have to take the front wheels off, look at those. They were the ones that seemed really hot. The rear end of the truck, we're dropping that out of there here in a week or so to put the the center carrier in it, that's the posi unit, and the gears, and set all that up so that we have a 373 rear gear with a posi unit in there. And then looking at wheels, I'll get all that stuff lined out, figured out, and order some stuff. I mean, I think we're gonna have to replace on the air filter. This little spring setup right here, that was temporary, and you know, keeps the throttle from sticking wide open, so it should be somewhat less than temporary, and we should work on making it more permanent. So things like that we're gonna work on. I've got a kind of a later model truck front runner set up so I can run a serpentine belt on it and have the air conditioner mount and everything there with it. So kind of looking at doing some of that stuff, but we've got plenty of little things to line up on the mechanical side of stuff. And then we're also going to work on this bed and try to get it painted. I would like to have everything done before March, the end of March, beginning of April. Get this truck completely finished so I can drive it and enjoy it for a little while. So that's where we're at today, and it's a pretty straightforward, simple deal. So let's see if we can get this brake pedal adjusted properly. All right, so when I put this thing together, I didn't have the plate that like holds everything, keeps it from spreading here, keeps our pedal assembly tied up in there. So I adjusted it, and yeah, we have that much play before we ever start to move the master cylinder. So I believe that's well within what the spec in the book says, but you have this plate that goes up underneath here and she bolts in. And when I put that plate in, guess what? It pushes the pedal forward. So building this truck over several years, I kind of forgot a few things that I had done. Some I'd finished, some I hadn't. And like, I didn't even think about readjusting this brake pedal. So basically, we were rolling down the road with the brakes slightly applied on the truck. So not hard, just slightly applied. So that created friction, and you know, the old thing where friction causes heat, and heat causes smoke, and smoke's never good when it's coming off your brakes. And you know, unless you're Darrell Waltrip or one of those guys running around the track. So that's one thing that's going on here.
Alright guys, so we gotta get in here. We have to take this bolt out that holds the rod onto the pedal, connecting it on the outside. I've already loosened it up some. So there's no way to get a ratchet or anything on it. You just have to deal with it and back it off. Fun stuff. Once I get that done, gotta come back here, and I have to loosen that nut, twist this eyelet in, and we're gonna try to get every bit of adjustment we can. If this won't go far enough, I'm gonna have to possibly pull the brake booster off to be able to shorten this up enough to make it work. It would be nice to still have adjustment there. I don't know. We're just working with what we got.
So we've pulled out as much adjustment back here as we can possibly get, which was maybe 1/4 of an inch, but now we've got a considerable more movement here. I've got to put the clamp back up on the column, and then I can put my flat plate in here, and we'll see where that leads us. If we need more travel of the brake pedal, we're going to be doing that out under the hood. All right, after a little bit of moving things around and using alignment punches and everything else, we got this where we have free play. It's not a ton, but there is some there. So, yay! Now it's time to probably start the truck. I don't think we heard it at all. I think we just like shined the rotors up at a little bit faster rate than normal. So let's get it started.